Once upon a time in a village in Africa, there lived a very naughty king. He liked to go about with his two servants, a big tall man and a short stout man. The short stout man was called Bodza. And one day while they were walking together, the king wanted to play a trick on Bodza. So he said to him, "I want to see how far you can run." And then he started running like lightning. The king laughed and said, "Oh, you are too slow. I'm going to give you a magic medicine that will make you run faster than lightning." And without waiting for an answer, he put some powder on his bread and ate it. Then he began to run again. "Oh, now you can catch up with me," he said to Bodza. But the medicine had no effect on him. He was still as slow as before. Bodza was very angry because he had done all the work and the king had taken all the credit. When the king was tired and wanted to rest, Bodza would tell him, "Your Majesty, we must keep moving or we shall be caught up with by the soldiers from the neighboring kingdom who want to arrest you for the crime of butter stick." You see, the king was wanted in the neighboring kingdom for stealing their butter sticks. So they kept moving from village to village, and the king paid for everything with bags of gold. One day they arrived at a river. The water was so high that they could not cross over, but they saw a boat on the other side and they started waving to attract the boatman's attention. When the boatman saw them, he said to himself, "Why do I have to go and pick up these people? They probably have no money to pay me." But he went anyway, and when they were in the middle of the river, the king asked him to row faster. "If we are caught up with by the soldiers, I shall throw bags of gold into the water and you will become the richest boatman in the world," he said. But the boatman didn't believe him. He thought that the king was just trying to bribe him, so he kept rowing slowly. And in the distance, they saw a small hut. A beautiful woman came out and shouted, "Oh, passengers! If any of you is a wizard, please come and help me. My hut is on fire and my children are trapped inside." As they watched, the fire spread and the hut burnt to the ground. The woman fell down on her knees and said, "I am very grateful to you for coming to save my children. Please ask me anything and I will give you whatever you want." She had 4 sons and 4 daughters, all of them grown up and very handsome or beautiful. So she said, "You can marry any of my children." The king jumped up and said, "I want to marry your eldest daughter." But she replied, "She is promised to the man who will save her from the fire, and you know that the fire has already burnt her to death." The king realized that he had been tricked, but there was nothing he could do about it. He had to marry the dead girl. When they reached the palace, Bodza told the king, "Your Majesty, I am very sorry. But I must tell you that you are not the cleverest man in the world. In fact, you are the most stupid king I have ever served." The king was furious. "What did you say?" he shouted. "Are you trying to insult me?" "No, Your Majesty, I only want to tell you that the woman was a witch. She turned herself into a hut and used her magic to lure you into marrying her daughter. Now we must go and live with the witches in the forest." And indeed, that is exactly what happened. The king and his servants had to go and live with the witches in the forest, and they never came back. The end. This is one of many stories about tricksy African kings. If you like this story, please give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you will be the first to know when we upload a new video. Thank you for watching.